This is the Boeing 737, its flying speed can reach 900 km per hour. This is the New Zealand 600, its maximum flying speed is only 514 km per hour. You can find that in terms of speed, the Boeing 737 has an overwhelming advantage. In fact, in addition to speed, the Boeing 737 in terms of comfortability, flight time, and ability to cope with complex weather conditions, it's all due to the Boeing 737. So here's the problem: since my class is not as good as the jet class, why have I not been eliminated so far? Today we are going to talk about this topic. Before we get to the bottom of this issue, we need to understand what a propeller plane is. A propeller plane is a plane that uses an air propeller to convert the power of the engine into thrust. The specific principle of operation is that the engine under the plane works. The speed reaches a certain time, the upper and lower layers of the plane are compressed, the bottom is compressed and the top is compressed. The plane can take off. This is the principle of operation of a propeller plane. So what does a turbine propeller plane have to do with it? Look at the name and you'll know the answer. Turbine propeller plane is a subsidiary of a propeller plane. It is a turbine engine that drives the propeller of the plane. The operating principle of this engine is air passes through the intake, which is the small hole below the propeller body, enter the front of the engine, and the air is poured into the compressor and into the combustion chamber, combine with fuel here and be ignited. You may find that this is roughly the same as the operating principle of a jet engine. That's right, it's similar in the energy generation stage. Unlike a jet engine, which directs the fuel from the tail nozzle, the turbine engine on the propeller plane uses the energy to drive the propeller. The advantage of this is that the plane has a better fuel efficiency and maintain better performance at lower speeds and heights. Maintain better performance. This is based on the above characteristics and advantages. Let the turbine propeller plane in some jet engine difficult to play the advantage of the scene. Get the meaning of existence. For example, due to the powerful power of the jet engine, many airports are difficult to support this type of passenger aircraft. According to relevant data at present, jet aircraft can only land at 500 of the 6,000 airports in the world, and the takeoff and landing even on roads covered with oil and snow. For example, for short-haul lines in Midland demand, the operator chooses the turbine propeller plane to get a higher economic benefit. The fuel consumption of this type of aircraft is less than that of jet engine straight-line aircraft and live-fire jet aircraft. This means that the operating cost of each aircraft is lower, although the total fuel consumption may not be a big number. But for capital-intensive operators, this usually means a difference between profit and loss. Another advantage of the turbine propeller plane is that it is cheap. Its purchase cost is usually between 70% to 80% of the same volume of jet-engined aircraft. For example, the ATR-72 type turbine propeller straight-line engine straight-line passenger aircraft of the same volume, the starting price is $30 million. So in summary, although the turbine propeller plane is not as good as the jet engine plane in terms of performance, but it also has its own unique advantages. In some special transportation scenarios, it is more popular than the jet engine plane. The above is the introduction of why the